And we're back on Smells Like 90's Rock, and DJ P.O.R.C has arrived.
Yay.
Oh my God, you got completely stomped at the Fancy Long Johns tonight.
Sure did.
Oh my God. What all did you have to do? What did they like?
I mean, just nonstop from the time I got there to the time we closed, and
Jesus.
by the time we got to closing time, I was like, okay, I need to prep a few things for tomorrow to make sure we have a little cushion when we start.
Right.
And I need to clean up a huge mess.
God help
and
us.
It took a while.
God help us. No, the Fancy Long Johns. That's what I'm saying. It's like it's definitely great money, but man,
Sorta.
Well, I mean,
Sorta.
you're making good money doing it. Like you're doing both jobs, but like he just said, I'm taking Black Friday off because I need a day off this month, and I just wanted to cry because I'm like, I can't do that. I could never do that. You are a different breed of person.
I mean, this isn't two jobs the way most people have two jobs.
Well, that's true.
This is very manageable.
We talked about it.
It sucks not having a day off in
Yeah.
a month, but this is manageable.
Well, we talked about it because like we both have customer care jobs, if you will,
Right.
And mine is nonstop. I took 42 calls today, and each one was more disastrous than the last. What I mean by that is that it was a day of, why is this? I'm like, oh, because of this, that, and the other thing. Okay, but why? It's like talking to toddlers. It's like, I told you why. If you don't like it, either talk to your insurance company or write a letter to Congress. It's your only two options when it comes to this stuff. And my hands are tied, and people don't understand that. They also get confused. They think that we're the insurance. We're not. We're Caremark. We are the pharmacy benefit manager that comes along with their insurance, you know? Like, insurance is like the Titanic, and we're the lifeboats. Okay, that's what that is.
Okay.
Or if you're on a yacht and you have like a little dinghy that's attached to it as like the lifeboat, that's what we are.
Okay.
Like the insurance is the yacht. We're the dinghy that tags along.
For when the original vessel goes down.
For when, yeah. Well, no, yeah, exactly. But like the original vessel never goes down, but for some reason they keep using the dinghy. It's like, stop using us. Use the yacht. We're not the ones. We're just the ones that tell you about it. Ugh. But I had one guy, and I was telling our beautiful audience here, whoever it is, I don't know who's out there, that I was talking to one guy. I was telling him I had a story for him, and the story is I had one guy today threaten to shoot up a CVS.
Wow.
It called me, yeah. And you know what it was for?
You got to report stuff like that.
Oh, I
don't
did.
you?
I went straight to my senior team, and I was like, "Yep, this guy's threatening to blow up your CVS," and and these people forget that all of these calls are recorded, so we got the receipts, as they say, of him saying this.
And it will trace back to them.
Oh yeah,
it's not just their voice; it's they called from this phone number.
Oh yeah, and we have the phone number, address, we have names,
insurance information.
We
that
have
they
it
discuss
all.
on the phone.
DJ P.O.R.C, we have it all.
So he's probably going to have police show up because I mean you can't make a threat like that over the phone. Not nowadays.
No, and that's what I told him. I don't know if the way he did it would warrant police. This is what he said. He's like, because first of all, it was for a atorvastatin, and if any of you take atorvastatin out
for cholesterol.
Thank you. I take atorvastatin.
He threatened that over a
atorvastatin, and I was like, thank you. I was like, because I take atorvastatin too. I take it for my cholesterol, and by the way, if you have cholesterol problems, does wonders. Atorvastatin sponsors. No, it does. It's really great, and it completely got mine under control. So like, I don't even really need the medicine for it anymore because I'm able to take control of it. So it really helped. But my point is that he made it seem like it was a life and death situation. Like what? He's like, what? Do you want me to die? I could. What if it was like life threat? And he kept saying, I know it's not life threatening medication, but what if it was? What if it was? And I'm like, well, there's ways around it. We can help you. And he was like, well, what's going on? I was like, well, what happened was they screwed up with the prescription and they put it what's called future fill,
right.
And so it would be filled in the next couple of weeks or so. And he's like, so what do I got to do? What do I got to do to get my medicine? Do I have to go blow up a CVS and go postal on people? That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, sir, and the robot facade of the customer care went away. And I was like, sir, you cannot talk like that in this day and age. Like, you cannot speak about like that. And he didn't care. He was like, first he said, well, I didn't mean anything by it. I'm like, well, no, you threatened violence. You threatened to harm people. and this conversation is over. And so I just transferred him to our senior team, told him what was up. And the last thing he said to me before I hung up on his ass was, I hope, when I told him, here's the senior teams, I hope they're more helpful than you were. I'm like, you threaten violence, dude, over a medication that is not life-altering in any way. It just brings down your cholesterol. So I don't know. It just, so it was one of those days, Pork, and I was like 40, like I said, I had 42 calls, and each one was, why is this? Because of this. Okay, but why is this? I just told you. That's not good enough. Eat me. That's basically how the calls broke down today. What about you? Any more pizza boxes given away?
No, nothing that crazy. Some rude people,
What'd they say? What'd they say? I want to
just
name names.
Just have a few people who just call just to like complain. They don't want help with anything. They just want to complain.
They complain about the Marvels because I've heard bad things.
Yeah, and well, this sweet little old lady called from like Florida, and she's going like, I don't understand these movies that are coming out. I mean, there's some in space, and there's some that are metal, and I was like, well,
there's some that's metal.
I kind of took it as like, that's so metal, but I don't think she meant it that way.
I don't think she's that cool.
I kind of think she meant it like the animatronic characters in the Friday Night at Freddy's or whatever.
Maybe, yeah.
I think that's what she meant, but I really don't know. And then towards the end, she was just like, I never made a lot of money in my life. And she's like, we're called the United States, but we're not united anymore. I'm just like, we're just having a whole separate conversation.
I was like, ma'am, this is a Wendy's. What do you want from me?
We're just having a whole separate conversation
this
now.
This is not,
I appreciate the existential questions, but this is a Wendy's.
This is a Wendy's. We've got the Baconator. We've got chicken nuggets. What do you want? Like, seriously.
Like, I feel like you should call into, like, a radio talk program.
Yes, you need to call in.
You need to call it Smells Like 90's Rock.
We'll talk about it here. You're right. We'll talk about it.